Driver's license. Now.
Why are you yelling at me?
No. License now.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Stop talking. Where is it?
It's in my wallet.
Then get it. Now.
I'm grabbing it.
Do it. Right now.
This video does not begin with a crime. It begins with certainty. The kind of certainty that comes from a uniform, from a badge, from years of training that say control the scene first and ask questions later. It's 5:57 p.m., early evening, still daylight, an urban arterial road in Phoenix, Arizona. Rush hour approaching. Dozens of people nearby, but no one close enough to intervene. The officer behind this camera is Officer Mark Ellison, 13 years on the job, field training officer certified, known among colleagues as decisive, direct, uncompromising. The man inside the car is Daniel Reyes, 42 years old, neatly dressed, calm voice under pressure. What the officer does not know, what the camera does not show, is that Reyes works in federal intelligence logistics, not undercover, not armed, not acting in any official capacity right now, but trained. Trained to stay composed, trained to follow procedure, trained to not escalate. And that matters. Because this encounter is not about crime, it's about authority colliding with identity. Listen to the first command again. Driver's license, now. No greeting, no explanation, no reason given, just now. That word does something to people. It compresses time. It removes choice. It turns a request into a test. Reyes reacts the way many trained professionals do. He questions the process, not aggressively, but directly. Why are you yelling at me? That question is calm, but in policing culture, questions can sound like challenges, and challenges threaten control. Ellison's response is immediate. No, license, now. This is the escalation point, not because of danger, but because authority has been questioned. From this moment on, the officer is no longer managing a stop. He's managing compliance. Notice what happens next. Ellison does not explain why he wants the license. He does not slow the pace. Instead, he closes distance. That matters. Police are trained on distance for safety. Closing distance signals dominance. It's a physical cue that says, I am in control here. The chest camera tilts downward as Ellison leans in. His breathing becomes audible. That's adrenaline. Adrenaline narrows focus, reduces patience, amplifies tone. Reyes pushes back verbally. I didn't do anything wrong. That sentence is not resistance, but it sounds like disagreement, and disagreement in this context is treated as defiance. Now watch how commands change from specific to absolute. Stop talking. This is where communication breaks down. When an officer orders silence, they are no longer gathering information, they are enforcing authority. Ellison demands to know where the license is. Reyes answers honestly, it's in my wallet. This is the paradox of modern policing. The officer needs compliance, but movement is treated as threat. Ellison shouts, "Don't reach." Reyes is trapped. He is being ordered to produce an item while being warned not to move. This contradiction happens more often than people realize, and it's one of the most dangerous moments in any stop. Here's what most viewers won't know. Daniel Reyes has spent years in secure facilities. He's sat through briefings about power dynamics, about how tone escalates encounters, about how quickly miscommunication becomes force. He knows that arguing will not help, but silence won't either. So he speaks, and each time he does, the volume increases. Ellison's voice rises, the words shorten, the commands stack. This is classic escalation, not driven by evidence, but by perceived loss of control. When Ellison orders Reyes out of the car, the encounter reaches a critical threshold. Open the door, get out of the car, now. That command changes the legal and physical landscape. Exiting the vehicle means hands-on control is next. Once hands are on, mistakes become injuries. Reyes hesitates. That hesitation is fear, not refusal. But fear looks like resistance on Bodycam, and Bodycams don't record intent. They record movement. Ellison's posture tightens. His hand drifts closer to his belt, not drawing, but ready. This is the moment departments train for, and the moment training sometimes fails. What happens next doesn't end in violence. Backup arrives. The presence of another officer changes the tone. Authority diffuses when it's shared. Ellison steps back slightly. The volume drops. Reyes is removed from the car. No contraband, no weapon, no arrest. The stop concludes with a warning. Officially, nothing went wrong, but the camera tells a different story. Because footage like this doesn't live in reports. It lives online. It lives in slow motion. It lives in comment sections. People will argue about who was right. They always do. But the more important question is this: why did it get this far? There was no crime, no threat, no weapon, just tone, just control, just two people trained in authority colliding without context. Here's the part rarely discussed. Officer Ellison was doing what he was trained to do: establish control, issue commands, maintain dominance. Reyes was doing what he was trained to do: stay calm, ask clarifying questions, avoid sudden movement. Those two training philosophies are incompatible under stress, and when they meet on a roadside, the result is tension, not understanding. This video is not about blaming an officer, and it's not about glorifying authority. It's about how power operates in real time, how fast certainty becomes escalation, how quickly routine becomes dangerous, and how body cameras, for all their value, capture behavior without context. They don't show training, they don't show intent, they don't show what people know. They show what people do. In the end, Daniel Reyes drives away. Officer Ellison files his report. Both men go home, but the footage stays. And the lesson is uncomfortable. Because the most frightening encounters are not the ones with criminals. They're the ones where nothing illegal is happening, and things still spiral. If you're watching this, ask yourself, not who was right, but what could have slowed this down. Because in policing, seconds matter, and tone matters more than people realize.